and this is the start for them of an exciting journey, I'm sure. So in lane 1, we've got Valakhanov from Azerbaijan. In lane 2, we have Kalachelvan from Singapore. Lane 3, did we see him on the camera? I think that's my bucket hat man. That's bucket and beard. Mateo Perez from Colombia in lane 4. Lee from Korea in lane 5. Singh from India in lane 6. Ismail from Egypt will go off in lane number 7. Peng from Taipei in lane 8. And there he is, Peng from Taipei. And then in lane 9, I believe, I said this yesterday and I've seen nothing to change my mind on this. I think he is the only athlete from the Seychelles here at these World Championships. So, Jen, I think, have you been at an event where you've been the only Irish representative at a World Championships? It can be a pretty lonely experience when you're there and you're the only athlete representing your country. So for Eldrick Dalu, the only athlete from the Seychelles here, very much a learning experience from him. But have you been at? I'm sure you've been at a major event where you are carrying the flag and being the sole representative of Ireland. Have you been?
Yeah, I have, Ross, a few times actually. So, yeah, look, Ireland, we've always had pretty small teams, but yeah, it's very different when you're the only athlete there, but you still have your support team around you, your team leader or your coach. So it is different, but at the same time you're there and you know you've a job to do and you're focused on yourself. Even when there's other people on your team, you tend to be focused on the job you have to do. So these athletes have gotten away to a clean start. It looks like lane 4, Colombia, Perez has taken it out from the start. It's great to see the finals. There's DE finals here because it gives these athletes another chance to race, practice their race plan. They can then go back into their winter training and that they have to improve on for next year. So I think it's brilliant that we have E-finals now because it just gives athletes another chance to race and practice and build for the future.
I defy anyone to tell me that that is not a stylish look. A man with a bucket hat out leading the field. It's going to be the trend that's going to catch on. By the time we get to LA, everyone's going to be wanting to do it. Yeah, you're right, Jen. And the thing is, and I was talking about this yesterday with Elise Wood, our co-commentator. You know, once upon a time, there was, one race for a lot of these athletes. They'd come a long way. So take, for example, Eldrick Dalu, come all the way from the Seychelles. If he didn't progress past his heat, that was it. He had one race. And so, it's a difficult thing. There's no real benefit there. He doesn't get any great experience bar that one race in a heat. Now we're seeing the opportunity where even, if you're not there, if you finish at the back end of your heat, you're going to get a chance to get more racing. You're going to get a chance to get out there and race in World Championship conditions and to take on athletes who are of a similar level. And that's the other thing I like about this. This is an E-final of athletes who are all very much at a similar level, so they're getting a chance to test themselves. And look at this, there's a bit of a race going on here. Don't tell me these guys aren't taking this seriously, because they are really, really going for it here and pushing each other because, they're going to race against each other a lot more in the coming years, and it's a good chance to measure themselves against some guys who they'll probably find themselves coming up against next year and the year after. As we see now, it looks like the Colombian Perez just been overtaken by the Egyptian Mohammed Ismail in lane 7. Also up there we have Verinder Singh from India. So it's Ismail, Singh and Perez from Colombia at the moment out in front.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great chance for them to get as much race practice as possible on the world stage. And every athlete that's at the World Championships, they all want to perform and perform at a high level. So to be able to have this race and be able to build on it for the future is, a credit to them, and it's something to help them to come back stronger later. But as we can see, lane 7, Egypt, Ismail is coming through, and he's coming into the final 200 meters now of this 1,000-meter final E race. He looks very in control. He's breathing nicely. He's rotating. He's got nice leg drive. But look at lane 8 now. Chinese Taipei coming up, Peng in lane 8. He's coming up to try and be in contention to win this E final. Has he timed it right? It looks like he has timed it right. He's coming through very strongly. He sat back for the first half of the race, almost 3/4 of the race, and now he's coming through in the last 100 meters of this 1,000-meter
Oh,
race.
and look up there at the top of the field. There's an athlete coming through in lane 3. Is that Kalachevelin from Singapore? Also flying home, Jen. My goodness. Where are they coming from? What's going on here? This is a little bit crazy. It looks like in lane 8, it's that athlete from Taipei, and in lane 3 from Singapore, is it Kalachelvin, who's flying home? Or the Korean, is it? Sorry, my apologies. Lee from Korea. My apologies, who's absolutely flown home, come from nowhere to snatch that win over Peng from Taipei. They were coming from all over the place at the finish there. So, yeah, what a great opportunity. What a great experience for these athletes. Absolutely pushing themselves, Jen, at the finish and snatching a victory.
Yeah, and it just shows, you know, they get to practice their race plans as they come down this final. And 1,000 meters, it doesn't matter who's in front at the start. It's all about who crossed the line first. So 1,000 meters is a lot about pacing it, getting a good feeling, trying to reserve energy for those final 200 meters of the race. And there we see a Korea winning final E of the men's K1 1,000 meters. So he timed it to perfection. He knows it works, and I'm sure next year he'd be looking to try and get into one of the higher finals now at the World Championships next year and build on his performance here in Milan.
Yeah, my apologies there for getting the Singapore fans excited and underplaying the performance of the Korean, who absolutely rattled home there to win the E final. I tell you, we had some different race leaders throughout that race. It was exciting. But that is the excitement, I think, of the 1,000 meters. You know, it can be such a challenge for all the athletes there to get their race plan right, to stick to their race plan, to know when to cruise, to know when to apply the pressure, to know when to back off a little bit. And every race they have, they're learning something different. There's your confirmation. Lee from Korea, Peng from Taipei, Perez from Colombia takes third, and Muhammad Ismail, who was leading at about the 750 meter mark, has very much hit a wall